time is now 6:45 p.m. I'd like to call this pension meeting to order for December 13th. Roll call.
Hvac. Scott Gardner.
Kevin Cunningham. I know Christy was not able to make it today. Item C. Approve the minutes of pension meeting dated October 25th, 2021. Has everybody had a chance to read through?
Yeah, I think it was just you and I. There was only one correction
Okay.
on new business. The first one, it should be Darlene Sloboda, S-L-E-B-O-D-A.
E.B.
And also in the motion, it's spelled wrong. So those two.
So it was spelling correction for that. S-L-E-B-O-D-A.
Yeah, Sloboda.
So since we have only two,
Right. With that correction, I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for October 25th, 2021.
I will second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Okay. Under new business, our first item is item number 1, to entertain motions to vote on election of officers. We need a chair, a vice chair, and a secretary.
I'll make a motion. I nominate Kevin Cunningham for chair. Second.
Okay. Art nominated, and Scott second. Any other nominations? Hearing none, we entertain a motion to close nominations for chair.
So moved.
Art
Second.
and Scott. All in favor of Kevin Cunningham as chair, say aye.
Aye.
Vice chair. Nominate Art Gagnon for vice chair. Looking for a second.
Second.
Dean. Any other nominations for vice chair? Hearing none, entertain a motion to close nominations for vice chair.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Art Gagnon as vice chair. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Entertain a motion for secretary.
Make a motion to make Scott Gardner secretary.
I will second. Any other motions for secretary? Hearing none, entertain a motion to close nominations for secretary.
So moved. Second.
All in favor to close nominations, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All in favor, Scott Gardner as secretary, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Item number 2 has a approval of the 2022 meeting dates. I think you had a chance to run through. Are there any questions or concerns for the meeting dates as proposed?
Make a motion to approve the 2022 meeting dates as written. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, in front of you, you should have now in your packet 5 applicants for pension. We can go through them as you find something this time. Go through this packet. All right. First one up on the list I have is Mary Ravenel. Mary is was a paraprofessional in the school system. Date of hire was September 8th, 1987. So at this point, she was be looking to commence her pension starting January 1st, 2022. Monthly pension amount of $230.30. If nobody has a question on that, I would entertain a motion at this point for starting a pension calculation of January 1st, 2022 for Mary Ravenel for $230.30.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next one in my packet I have is Patricia Salvaggio. Now, we haven't met and done anything, but there were some people that had put paperwork in, so Mary's is requesting commencement of August 1st, 2021, so she'll get some back pay on this. Mary was also a school paraprofessional, started in November 7th of 2006. So she was with us for 14 and a half years. If you choose to go forward with this, her commencement of October 1st, 2021 will be $726.06 monthly.
Is that October or August?
I'm sorry, August 1st.
I'll make a motion to approve the pension for Patricia Salvaggio for $726.06 per month, starting on August 1st, 2021.
Second that motion.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you. The next one up that I have on my list is Susan Page. Susan Page, a date of hire of 9/28/1990, was full-time as a school paraprofessional. And at this point, she is looking for her pension calculation starting January 1st, 2022. Monthly pension would be $2,106.93. So I have a question for Kelly. Those last 3 years of employment were for something other than paraprofessional, correct?
Let's look at the school paperwork.
How'd you notice that?
It says
No, I-
physical, because the physical therapist is that PT?
Yes.
That's what
Physical
it says.
therapist, okay.
Is
So
that what
she
it
changed her profession title during her time for the Board of Education. Yeah, because usually paraprofessionals average about 24,000 a year,
Yeah, so she's physical therapist.
so that is a jump up.
But also she was there 31 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was there long, yeah, 31 years and 3 months.
but there definitely had to have been a change in the job.
Yeah.
All right, so she was moved up to a different position, but she is looking for commencement of January 1st, 2022, monthly payment of $2,106.93.
I'll make a motion to approve the pension for Susan Page for $2,106.93 per month, starting on January 1st, 2022.
Second the motion.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you. So the next one is for Beverly Chakowski. That's the one. So Beverly is was a school paraprofessional. Beverly was hired in August 30th of 1998 as a full-time para. She retired in October of 2000. So she is asking at this time for a payout for $141.78 commencing November 1st, 2021.
I move to approve the pension for Beverly Sikowski for $141.78 per month, starting on November 1st, 2021.
Hers made the motion. Do we hear a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. And the final one in the packet for pension tonight is, this is for James Mullins, who is a highway department employee, started in 1982, it's like April 17th. And then he terminated his service in October 18th of 1986. So he's just now of the age to request for his pension. He'd like to start his pension commencing November 1st, 2021, in the amount of $54.94.
Make a motion to approve pension for James Mullins for $54.94 per month, starting on November 1st, 2021.
Here a second?
Second.
Any other discussion at this time? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. That is the last of this night. Okay. So at this time, I'd ask for an entertained motion for adjournment.
So moved. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Now adjourned at 6:56. All right, the time is now 7 p.m. I'd like to call this Board of Selectmen meeting to order for December 13th at 7 p.m. and ask you please to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Art Gagnon. Scott Gardner.
Kevin Cunningham. Item C. There is one thing on item C I want to point out to you. I think I gave you one single piece of paper talking about a request for the actual number.
No, I can see where
I
approval of the minutes.
I put it where I pulled it.
I got that one.
Oh.
I think.
You'll note that there is a company that we listed in the minutes itself that has it down for Enterprise FM Trust. I wrote 323.24, it's actually 324.24. The grand total was correct, but that was incorrect. So I just wanted to make it reflect that should say 324.24.
I'm sure it was correct because I added these up. And I thought this number was correct.
All we have to do is make the adjustment by that one company by $1, so you can write the check.
But I'm saying this number that we approved
Yeah,
went along with these numbers.
I did it again too.
I added that up and it came up right.
All right.
So if we're adding $1, we're changing that amount by $1.
Sure, with pleasure. It would be 4104.51.
Is that correct though? Or should I add them up?
Email, take a second.
Not
Add them
doing
all.
it. Pretty sure. No, it is correct.
So the only thing we really need to make mention of is adjustment of that one number to be reflective of 324.24.
I'll make a motion to approve the special BOS meeting minutes for 12/1/21 with the correction of Enterprise Trust to be 324.24. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We have two items under old business. First one up is to discuss and accept HVAC bid. We did, in your notation here for the old business. Again, there's a list of all of your HVAC bids that came through. The low bidder at this point was Action Air Systems, Inc. And just to verify that the bid process was put out, specs were put out to all three companies that actually applied, and they all gave us different quotes. So at this point, we'd like to be able to go forward with the project. I know we earmarked $80,000 for it, so we're about $56,000 short. But we do have an anticipated allowable use, is it LoCIP funding, so that we can cover the difference. That allows us to do a couple things. It would remain an opportunity to put HVAC in the business side of the town hall. I believe that once done, it'll also save us some money, because you aren't going off a boiler anymore, you've got an HVAC system you're going to be running off of. That'll bring us up into another issue later on for next year's budget, but I'm going to be looking to see if we can replace what's downstairs with the pool, because that's a huge system and it expends a lot of energy to heat everything, but that will be expending a lot of energy to heat just the pool. So that would be one of my proposals I'll be putting in for next year's budget. But right now, what we're looking at is the opportunity to do the HVAC system on the business side of the building for the town hall. I know what your pleasure was.
I got a question about the LoCIP. How often do we use that, and on what sort of things?
Most of this were like capital projects, so we used some, when's the last time we used it? Paving, road paving, we used for road paving, we used that fast. Some computer upgrades, you can use for computer upgrades, the website, you can use it for that. You can use it for this type of project. And I put money, when we did the electrical outlets recently for the lights outside, you draw down a project with the state of Connecticut, and they earmark that money for you. So I requested maybe $25,000 for the lights around the building, because I didn't know if the piano downstairs, they talked about the electrical problems downstairs, if we were going to need more money to bring that up to date. But we were okay, so we didn't have to use it. So the money's still sitting there. So the money sits there, and you just draw down. And every year you get money towards LoCIP. If you don't use it that year, it rolls over to the next year.
So you didn't use that 25?
Right,
that
so
we
it's thrown
anticipated,
back
so
in.
actually we're only looking for 31,000 more.
Yes.
LoCIP.
Yeah, so I have to close that one out, and then I open up another project, so it's clean, so you can see exactly what's being used. Yep. Yeah. So, good opportunity to use it.
We try to be frugal with it. It is local capital improvement, but in this case, it could help us out tremendously with putting the finishing touches in the HVAC. Any other questions? So what is your pleasure?
I'll make a motion to approve the HVAC bid for Action Air Systems for $136,000. Obviously, the $80,000 coming from the budget and $56,000 coming from LoCIP funds.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item number 2. I know that we did have a change in our town charter based on the fact that it was voted on November 2nd. We can push out our annual meeting, but we are actually in a good position right now because we're ready to go. I will mention that we'd like to give you, gentlemen, the actual report so you can see what happened and how well it was received, so that we can understand where we are. But we do need to set a town meeting for it. And Board of Finance did pass their annual audit report the last meeting. So we entertain a motion at this point for the annual town meeting to be held at the Plainfield Town Hall, and I've got a date here for Tuesday, December 28th. And that allows us to tie in with the signage that we currently have for Tuesday's meetings, for the town meeting. And that would be at 7 p.m.
Do you have any signs on that?
Nope, we have those are 7 p.m. town meeting.
7, okay.
Yep.
We keep forgetting to go to 6.
We can put this out into the paper tomorrow, gives us an alignment. Actually, we have to have 5 days, but we can definitely stretch out a little bit here so we can make so it's right after the holiday. People can make it to the meeting. Usually the end of the month, there's no other meetings going on.
This police commission.
Yeah, it's 6 o'clock.
It's not just- it's on that day. I'm make a motion to set the annual town meeting date for 28 December 21 at 7 p.m. Town Hall Auditorium.
I will second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you to that. Under new business, you have only one item for tax refunds. So item number 1 says consider an act on tax refunds as requested by the tax collector totaling $762.93 for a vault trust.
Make a motion to accept the tax refund for $762.93 from Vault Trust.
Second that motion.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And the second and last item is to consider an act on a tentative agreement between the town of Plainfield and the United Public Services Employee Union, which is the town of Plainfield Highway Department, for a collective bargaining agreement covering for a period July 1, 2021 through June 30th, 2024. We do need to take action as a board of selectmen if we so choose, and this is an action by the board of selectmen of the town of Plainfield pursuant to the Connecticut General Statutes 7-474B. I will entertain a motion to go into executive session and invite our town attorney so she can review the process with us.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session
Second.
at 7:10 with the town attorney to discuss this.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. We will now adjourn to executive session. At this time, I would entertain a motion to come out of executive session at 7:55 with no action taken.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So, item number 2 under new business. We have time to discuss and review. Anybody here want to make a motion?
Yeah, I'll do it. I hereby move pursuant to Connecticut General Statutes, Section 7-474B, to approve the funds necessary to implement the tentative agreement between the Town of Plainfield and the United Public Service Employees Union, Town of Plainfield Highway Department employees, reached at the table between the parties on September 1st, 2021, for a collective bargaining agreement covering the period of July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2024.
Motion's been made.
I will second that motion.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. A couple of quick items for other. No, I will discuss that though. We will be looking at our next meeting and talking about some line item transfers. Not a lot. There's a few things we're just making sure we do early for line item transfers. One of those, if you notice in your packet, has been a tax collector. We've talked about it before. The tax collector has refunds for different items. In this case, it's been a lot of people who are not selling their vehicles back as a lease. They're buying them from the lease. So the lease gets the money back. These companies, that's where you see most of the money is going to. To the point where we're down to 11% of our budget is 6 months in. So we'll do line item transfers. We'll figure a way to move from different line items to cover that. So those are a couple of things we'll talk about at the next meeting. Also, the auditor's report is complete. We will get you a copy of those so you can see them. And ahead of time for the town meeting. And the actual report as well. So you can see, you were at the meeting to see. It was actually a very favorable report. And there's one other thing that you were given, and that was in we might pass that over to Scott, and I will explain that very quickly. There was on August 19th, one of the residents of the town, Whitney Easton, had put in his resignation of Ethics Commission, and it was accepted. So we were still running short on that, and someone had called to let us know that they would be interested in that position. You have that letter in hand. I just wanted to be fair. I didn't want to put it onto the agenda tonight. What I wanted to do is actually post it out there onto the town Facebook and website to say, position's open, and if anybody's interested. So I will do that properly. That way everybody has a chance to go up front and see if they want to have any interest in that board. So there is an open position at this point for the Ethics Commission. And we'll probably be discussing that over the next couple of weeks. That is all we have for tonight.
Motion to adjourn.
All right, we have a motion.
Second.
And a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And the time is now 7:59. Thank you very much. I do apologize.
If I had the agenda in front of me, I might have called.
It wasn't there, and my apologies.
It's not on there?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll make sure next time. If there's something, I'd be more than happy to talk to you about.
Just an update on what the 7th seat for the Board of Finance.
It's a fair question, because, yeah, I did follow up with the attorney, and we will have an election. Just a matter of putting it out there and posting it, so you're going to have an election for the 7th, special election for the 7th position of Board of Finance.
Okay, thank you.